Hi there.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Flying Frog video. Today on the Microsoft Marketplace has this aircraft has appeared, the Bristol B23. Now the Bristol B23 is a light aircraft that is made in Czechoslovakia. The motor is a Rotex 912, I think, which is very similar to what's in the kit boxes. So what we'll do, we'll get in and have a look at this one, take it for a quick fly. I like the colours, some of the liveries are pretty neat. Now it is 8 liveries, and on Xbox I'm going to call it 8 liveries because one is classed as a blank. Now the blank will be for the guys who's got PC, they can add their own liveries to it, but us on Xbox, we can't. So for us, it's 8 liveries, not 7. So let's get in, have a look, let's look at the modelling, the detailing, and go from there, and then we'll go for a flight. So again, mostly looks fine from this angle. Screws there, they look really nice. Yep, the graphics on the other hand though, they're a little disappointing. You can see there the graphics, they're pixelating already, and that is disappointing. Number one, because this thing is $37.45 on the marketplace, and for $37.45 I'm expecting a little bit better in the way of the graphics detail, which I think that'll be around about the $33 mark, $31 mark for American, and €30, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm sorry if I've not got it exact, but trying to do conversions in your head. But anyway, so we'll just get through. Yeah, see that pixelation, you know, that's going to let it down. I know we don't look at the aircraft from the outside when we're flying on the inside of the cockpit, but I've got to look at it as a whole package when we buy these things, and whether or not I feel it is worth the money or up to standard, because a standard now is being set and all third-party developers have got to come up to that standard or price their product accordingly. So we'll get down there and have a look, as I like to do underneath. And as you can see, it's a bit hard to tell, but you know, there's wheel covers over it. See, the rivet lines look a little bit out of focus, don't look entirely sharp. So the detailing's not quite there, particularly too with having the Asobo Carinado offering this week at a cheaper price. You know, there's a lot to live up to. So, but anyway, what we'll do now, I think we're getting what's on the outside. It's slightly lower quality than I would probably like, particularly for the price. So what we'll do is we'll hop on in and have a look on the inside. So I'll come back around here. But it's a nice colour, nice colour scheme, really like that, it's pretty good. Here we are in the cockpit. For a kit plane as such, it looks reasonably good. The detailing inside does look fine, looks really nice. And we got 2 USB ports down here, and they're fantastic. So that's good. Yeah, maybe we can plug our iPads into it, or our phones. Oh yeah, nice little cover. Well done. Let's just get out the back here and just have a look in our luggage. Doesn't seem to be much else back here. Nope, no click spots there. That's fine. Alright, so anything down here? No, nothing in the pocket. So what we'll do now is we'll get it started and we'll go from there. Right. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, alternators. That's good. Just make sure my mixtures are right. Now I think with the Rotax 912 you don't have to worry about your mixtures because that's going to be a I think that's a fuel injected engine anyway, so we don't actually have to worry about our mixtures and it'll automatically do it, which is good. Now the other avionics there, she's bringing that up, which is good. Now the fuel tap, so we have, okay, it's modelled on as off, which is great. So we got we have a left and then we have a right as well, so we don't have a both selector, so I'll stick to the left one for now. Okay, so we do have a choke though, but I think we're in Australia at the moment, it's going to be warm, so I think we'll be fine there. So I'll just warn everyone, clear prop. Okay, a little bit different to the Rotax sound that we get out of the Kit Fox, but that could be also too a different propeller, which can make a difference on that. So let's drop the canopy down, which I like that, and we get a sound reduction, which is really good. Now the view out of this is very nice. You can see for quite a long way, which is great. Right. Now what I'll do is while I'm taxiing I will be showing you photos of the other liveries, and it's been brought to my attention that maybe fading in and fading out the liveries is not a good way to go, so they'll be just a straight standard way of just swapping it over. So I'll just change it a little bit, so let's just, okay. It's bobbing up and down as I'm going to move, and not sure why it wants to do that. But anyway, now I can see that we do have a autopilot. I was just wondering what that bus was going to do. Few standard clunks and bumps and clangs as we're moving around. Now come on, Mr. Bus Driver, what are you doing? You gonna let me pass? Alright, let's go. Waiting for these guys, seriously. Alright. So yes, we have an autopilot in this one, so which will be quite functional, but it looks quite tidy in here. Definitely the quality on the inside looks way better than the quality on the outside, which is great. So it seems to be that they've got the textures right inside. Okay, this is our night view, which is a nice red. So that looks quite good. And I'm not sure what this one does. panel lights. Yeah, I'm not. So we'll scroll that one down. Okay. Right. Obviously something is working here with the panel lights, but apart from our head torch coming on, I can't see any difference. And that's a head torch there, head torch off, and we come over here and then we can glare shield brightness. So yeah, anyway, that's the night view. I'll see you at the top of the runway. Okay, here we are at the top of the runway. Now before we get going, what I'll do is just have a look of what is around here. So we've got the battery and we've got our alternator and our other alternator, which is on. That's fine. We've got our avionics master, pitot heat, which I don't need today, strobe lights, yep, we'll get them on, we'll get the nav lights on, won't worry about that. Okay, fuel pump. So she started without the fuel pump on. So there we go, that one's not modelled correctly. That's probably a me fault for not even trying. Okay, we've got anti-icing, park brake, cabin heat. Okay. And then we've got the knobs in there for our radio. Yeah, first stage flaps for takeoff. Probably don't need it being an ultralight, or at least a lightweight low wing, but I'll use it anyway and we'll get going. She feels like she's got a bit of weight to her to get going, and there is a bit of torque pull to the left, but nothing too severe that you can't use the rudder to keep a straight line and to get going. And she wants to get going pretty quick. You can hear it. There we go. We're in the air. Now let's trim her out a little bit. Drop back the throttle a bit as well. Right. And she does have a variable pitch prop as well. So what I'll do is I'll go over the water here. I'll get some height while we're going, and I'll just do a stall test, do the maneuverability. She's not going to be very fast. I think probably 120 knots is going to be your max. So she's not a super high performance aircraft as such, but she's got autopilot, so she'll be good for cruising around. Good probably for sightseeing, you know, with all the glass that we can see outside. And what I'll do is also, while we get outside anyway, and we'll do a stall test, see what happens at this height, see if I end up in the ground or not. Deciding to live dangerous. Oh, terrible. Okay, what I'll do now is I'll do a power on climb and stall test and see what's happening. Just not wanting to do much. She's still trying to climb and drops a wing and recovering. So she just dropped the wing, took a fair bit until she wants to lift. Again, the speed's not very high. Alright, let's just do Side to side test. Yeah, she's a little sluggish. Yeah, I kind of expected a little bit better. She's about as slow as that Beechcraft 18, the D18S. Yeah, I kind of expected. Oh, hang on. I still got my flaps down. Naughty boy. Alright. Let's try that again without the flaps. No, she's still slow. Still slow. Okay. But steady flight. So what I'll do is I'll start heading back for a landing and I'll come back to you when I'm lined up for the runway. And then we'll head on in, park and spot for my final thoughts. Okay, there's our runway off at 10 o'clock. So what we'll do is we'll get lined up on that one. And I'll land and then I will taxi on over. And then I'll give you my final thoughts when we get to the, as per usual, at the parking. So we're a fair way out at the moment. So this is going to take a little while. So I may just come back in when we're a little bit closer. So you go to full flaps and she does stick the nose down and doesn't tend to lift, which is quite good. But as you can see, we've got quite a slow pace coming in. What are we on? Around about 67 knots thereabouts. So which is good in that 60 knot mark, that's for certain anyway, and that's with full flaps. Now one thing that this one does do, which I have noticed, that if you activate the landing gear, you get a landing gear noise that it's going up or down. Now this has got fixed landing gear, so I'm not sure where the developer has used the sound package from, but they need to be aware that you know, if you're going to do these things, you need to make sure that your sounds match the aircraft that you are producing, or at least putting out for sale, because this one does have fixed landing gear. However, if you don't touch the landing gear switch, you won't hear it. So it's not there. It's like that if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? And well, that is if nobody's around to hear it. So as you can see, she's fairly stable on our approach. You may hear some booming in the background. We've got a thunderstorm coming through at the moment, and that's actual, not actually in the sim. So okay. Don't know if it's a stall horn. Yeah, I think it is. Already on. What is that? What was that? It's collapsed? Well, that's interesting. Huh. Well, I'm not sure. Is this an Asobo fault, or is it a plane fault? And if I hadn't have got it on video, who would have believed that this would have happened? Okay. So, slew mode time. And let's get her out of the bog. So somehow or another there's a... Okay. That stopped too. Well. That's weird. Really weird. Flaps up. Alright, let's just do the quick start. Wants to race off. Alright. What I'll do is I'll taxi over to the parking spot. Sorry I couldn't give you a rollout or a landing, but we seem to have hit some quicksand in the middle of a runway. Very good. Alright, well, I'll talk to you at the parking spot. Oh my god. My final thoughts. And no, this is not some bad editing. My sim crashed just before I was about to give my final thoughts. The Bristol B23 by AirfoilLabs. $37.45 on the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. Is it worth the $37.45? I don't think so. I think it's been a little bit left wanting. I think graphically it is not up to standard for a $37 aircraft. It doesn't have enough features, I feel, for it, and I believe that it needs to be in the approximately the 25 to 30 Australian dollar mark. However, having said that, it flies very well. The inside is detailed very well. The work they've done on the inside is very good. And as we do fly from the inside of the cockpit and generally not the outside, it's up to standard. So I will, give them some extra points for that. It's easy to fly. The viewing out is fantastic. So for those who want to do sightseeing, things like that, so if you've got the Okavango Delta and you want to go around viewing, looking for animals and things like that, I believe this aircraft is going to be perfectly suited. Now, I did say that it was going to do approximately up to 130 knots. I was wrong. I think it'll do flat out, if you're lucky, 100 knots. Probably more around that 80 knot mark, to be honest with you. So yeah. Apart from that, not much else to say, except please like, comment, subscribe. Join in on the Discord. We can talk about this aircraft, other aircraft, or just life in general. And everyone, please stay safe.